You mean that it never had to be this hard for us?
The answer you are looking for is racism. And I don't know if you actually want to hear this because you have your stitches off and duets, but the reason we don't have universal health care, free education, or anything nice for that matter is because of racism in this country. And I'm really trying to have compassion and empathy for this woman who is clearly going through a dark night of the soul moment. But it shouldn't have to directly affect you for you to care. This is why they say you have to listen to marginalized voices, Black, Indigenous, and people of the global majority, because sooner or later, these things are going to impact you.
The video of that lady crying because she heard that in other countries people can't afford a home, people are not paying 20% of their income on groceries, people are working less than 40 hours a week and still being able to have money for hobbies and things like that. We told you guys that. This is not a new phenomenon. You guys, the majority of people voted against having an actual livable life because they didn't want certain people to have access to it. You guys didn't want universal health care. You guys didn't want universal Medicare for everyone because certain people would be able to have access to it. And oh God, I would rather them live harder than they need to and me have to pay out because you thought that you would always be the breadwinners of the state.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to videos we put together for you of Black Americans clapping back at a woman who came on the internet to cry about how Chinese people had a better life compared to Americans.
Right, now Black Americans have been telling them this for quite a while now, and they have been telling them before even the situation got this worse.
Yeah, but because it did not affect the white population in America, they simply did not care. So let's hear what they have to say and then we come back and talk about it. Kindly consider subscribing if it's your first time here and let us know your thoughts and opinion on the comment section. Let's watch.
Like, what do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent? Or that their mortgages aren't like their entire paycheck? What do you mean that people in China work one job and they don't even work 40 hours and they can easily afford their life? And then I'm over here working 60 hours a week, just me as a single parent, to like barely make ends meet, and I'm penny pinching every single second, and like there's so much of life that my kid misses out on and that I miss out on.
I'm just cut it off right there. Dry up them fucking crocodile tears, Sarah. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because this is white people's fault. This is white people's fault. And now y'all want to boo-hoo and cry because y'all done got on that Chinese app and they done put the Uno reverse card on y'all ass and held up that mirror and told y'all, no, y'all are the brokies. Not us. We not the brokies. It's y'all. And y'all got to face the cold, hard reality that y'all have made this bed and now y'all got to sit in it. No, take accountability. Don't sit here and boo-hoo and cry and get on the TikTok and talk on the internet talking about what are we going to do? What are we going to do? No, what are y'all going to do? Because black people have been telling y'all for fucking decades. We have been protesting. We have been doing everything for all these fucking decades. And y'all have sat back and reaped the rewards thinking y'all was a part of the club because y'all was white. Y'all thought this shit was about race. No, it's always been about class. And y'all were never a part of the club. Y'all make up 60% of this country's population. There's no we, it's y'all. Every minority could vote or go against something that, or go for something that we know is good for the people. And y'all would turn it down because y'all have the overwhelming majority. So it's no we, it's y'all. Fix y'all shit. I know y'all don't like to take accountability for nothing, but now it's time. Y'all over there boo-hooing crying because y'all seeing the Chinese Walmart and they over there paying $3 for a whole goddamn bag of groceries. Meanwhile, you got to pay $200 and barely fill up your grocery cart. See, all those things you're boo-hooing and crying about, FDR made that happen. But then it all went away in 1967. Why did I say 1967? What does that correlate to? Oh, the Civil Rights Act was passed. Integration happened. And then white people stripped away, or or voted against themselves to strip away all public services and entities and all those great things that y'all had prior to integration because y'all didn't want black people to have the shit. So y'all gave all that up in the 1980s when Reagan created trickle-down economics because y'all didn't want us to have. He gave us crack and trickle-down economics. And y'all was cool with that. Y'all made a deal with the devil and now y'all got to accept the consequences of y'all fucking actions. Y'all had affordable housing. Y'all didn't have fucking credit scores. Y'all didn't have you could send your kids to college for the free or for the low. We had advanced and effective public transit and services in this country. But y'all gave all of it away because y'all didn't want niggas to have access. Y'all fought so hard with things like redlining and all these different things to hold black people back to keep us from getting a piece of the pie. Whole time they taking y'all pie. And now y'all gotta face the music. And y'all don't, now you wanna boo-hoo. Y'all let them pass the Patriot Act in the act of protecting us from terrorists. Use that Islamophobia against y'all dumbass. Y'all let them further push the Patriot Act in 2019 because of that the immigration that y'all was so afraid of, all the immigrants, right? Just taking away all y'all fucking right. Now y'all want to point and what are we gonna do? No, what are y'all gonna do? Because when black people out here marching for police brutality, who they just do things to us and write a fake ass police report and get away with it and nothing happens? You think or when we did ride when things like Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin happened, and the original Black Lives Matter activists the original movement that got hijacked. You know what I'm saying? The original activists that was out there on the ground got took out by the police. Oh no, y'all ain't say nothing then. When we telling y'all that they're interfering in our freedoms and our rights, but no, it's black people, so we ain't worried. It's not us, it's them. Well, I'm not. I shouldn't have to pay for the sins of my fathers. I didn't own any slaves. I'm not racist, yes, but you're compliant to the system and you're complacent and you're okay with the system that gave you an edge up against us. Go back to R. Kelly or the things that was going on at Nickelodeon or with Harvey Weinstein, all that weird shit, right? There were people still giving up their kids to that, making deals, still going up there knowing everything that was going on, putting their children, putting their livelihoods, cameramen, people going to get opportunities and jobs. They did not care so long as it wasn't them. And that was y'all this entire time up until now. Go back and look at the prequel to the Purges. Where did they start? How did they get people to approve some shit like the Purge? They started in the hood. They started with black people. They started with the disenfranchised. So when y'all turn a blind eye and y'all let that shit go on with black people and we getting our ass whipped by police and we getting our rights taken away and we getting profiled and we getting this, and they're slowly implementing that shit and they were slowly draining that shit from y'all. It look like, come on, bruh. You would have thought y'all would have woke up when that shit happened in North Carolina and that hurricane went up there and fucked them up. But no, what did they turn into? Oh, well, it's Biden. Whole time North Carolina is a red fucking state. Oh, like your local governments fucking failed y'all. So no, there's no, what are we gonna do? No, it's what y'all gonna do. Grab y'all fucking nuts and go do something. Because we, black people, we tired of being y'all fucking crash dummies and going out there and then they give y'all a little piece of the pie and then y'all go back and y'all let us out there to fucking drown. No, y'all go do something.
Oh, and never forget, we could have had Bernie, but y'all said he was a socialist.
Now they're coming for their crumbs from you too. And now you're sitting here crying, and it's not like, I get it because you weren't the person who made that decision, but your legacy, the person who left you this legacy, didn't care about how you would suffer from these consequences, from these decisions. They only cared about themselves. When they talk about generational wealth, they thought they was passing down a gold bar. It's a gold nugget, and it's probably not even gold now. It's probably gold plated, 10 karat. Like, I find it hard to empathize with certain people because no one cared to listen the entire time. The brainwashing and the propaganda that has been like let out is astonishing. I am not going to meta nothing because the fact that they're even trying to like now do reverse psychology, like, oh, we're getting rid of this to protect your data, bro. Every time there's a data breach, all you guys do is give us 99 cents and then 3 months access to the place that had the data breach. You're not closing these banks down. The only people who lose a business is a small business owner. Let a bank go bankrupt 14 times. All of a sudden, we're the biggest socialist in the world. And we have money to give them to make sure that we can uplift them back. But you're a small business. You're a woman-owned business. You're a black-owned business. You're this, you're that. You're a struggling college student, right? You don't need nothing. You need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You need to work 2 and 3 jobs. You need to develop an autoimmune disease. You need to have migraines and headaches. You need to have a reason for that acid reflux to be there, because you can't afford vegetables, because God forbid, if you do get one, it has listeria in it. Like, the fact that people have been telling you for years that this is a brainwashing and we're all in a cult drinking the Kool-Aid, and no one failed to believe it because black women are always yelling and black women are always aggressive. That's what y'all wanted. But we was telling y'all from the beginning. You think they got rid of their slaves? No. No, they didn't. You're one now.
I never thought that this would happen in my lifetime, but here we are. Americans, they're becoming awake. When you've been told all your life that your country is the best, your country is the best, your country is the best, and TikTok has put a mirror before you and showed you that your country is not the best. You're not living in a first world country like your government and your media that has kept you in this bubble that has separated you from the truth in the world. You're living in a third world country. Americans are starting to understand that they are not the best. They're seeing through TikTok what the world really looks like. They're starting to understand that actually the world is a way more beautiful place than America. They're starting to understand that their healthcare system is shit, their infrastructure is shit, their government is run by corporations Biden paid for. In your lifetime, you will probably never own a house outright. And I can go on and on and on. And make it worse now, because of the TikTok ban, you have been forced to migrate to Red Note. And you're understanding that the Chinese are not your enemy. And how they live is so much more amazing than you could ever dream in your life to live. You're starting to understand that Africans own their houses outright. The world is a beautiful place. And what you have, what you've been told for your whole life, is a lie. Your country is not the best. Your country is actually a third world country. Google it. Google the infrastructure of Europe. Google the infrastructure of China. And then Google the infrastructure of America. It's falling apart around you. As I speak right now, you're tired, you're worn out, you're depressed, mental health issues can get ahead. Everything around you is crumbling. No paid leave, no pregnancy leave. I mean, I can go on and on. What they've told you for all your life is a lie. And I'm so happy. I did never think it would happen in my lifetime that you would have an opportunity to realize this. It is not the best. There are beautiful countries out there. China is not your enemy. Africa is not your enemy. Cuba is not your enemy. Everything they told you is a lie.
Like, what do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent, or that their mortgages aren't like...
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Sally. The reason why we have to spend as much money as we do is for a couple reasons. One, racism. Two, corporate greed. And three, a lot of YT individuals never see the plot of the movie. That's just what it is at the end of the day. One is corporate greed. This capitalist system that we have generated and created, every single time that we as a people try to realize, hey, we need stronger unions, we need better pay, we need this, we need that, you choose to vote against it. You choose to step aside and allow corporate greed to take everything else. It doesn't matter what the majority of the populace think. Yeah, I don't care about that. Other countries care about their people, care about their livelihoods, their accessibility to being able to have a more leisure lifestyle. Okay? That makes all the sense in the world. For you to cry and not understand where you are in the position that you are in doesn't make sense to me. We could have had free healthcare, universal healthcare since the 60s. You know why that never happened? It's because of racism. Racism. Anytime that there are things that would make America better, because a certain group does not want black people or people of color to take advantage or use those same things, they rather say no and dig a ditch even further to impoverish their future generations than to instead just do the right thing in the first place. That's just what it is at the end of the day. So there's no reason to crying, boo-hoo, and all this other stuff. Y'all could have easily prevented this. You chose not to. So, congratulations. You play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. Now you have to figure out, how can I pay rent? How can I pay a car note, insurance, and everything else as it consistently keeps going up by 10 to 15%? Because remember this, the average for a one bedroom now is $2,000. That's the average now, depending on where you live. Buying a home, dream.
American people have been on Xiaohongshu for 2 days, and I literally just stumbled across a live with Chinese people explaining to American people why communist countries are better because they don't privatize necessities for life. Necessities such as food, healthcare, water, housing. 我讨厌美国. Not only do they dress better than us, they are fed, they have homes, they have healthcare. In America, we have Sean King. In China, they have Chongqing, a city that is over 4 times the size of New York, and they've managed to nearly eradicate homelessness. I'm not even joking when I say this. If you guys are afraid of China, crowdfund me a trip there and I will literally go and see how it is for myself. I am so tired of America saying that China is the bad guy while simultaneously funding multiple genocides in this country. America literally just chased us off an app onto a platform that is called Little Red Notebook in reference to Mao Zedong's Little Red Notebook of Chinese propaganda. Communists are literally running laps around us, and it is quite embarrassing as an American. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways,
so guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the video we just played you on the comment section. So you know, for a long time black Americans kept on talking about the issues that affected them, but I feel like the white America did not necessarily care about this because for them they felt like it did not affect them. And then you guys imagine living your whole life and then realizing that you've been lied to your whole entire life, because we've seen videos of when black Americans would complain about such issues, they would be told to stop being lazy and go look for work, or they'd be told to just, you know, if they could work hard enough, maybe they could afford their groceries. So because it didn't affect the white population, you know, it looked like a black struggle. But we're finding ourselves in a situation where in 2025 nobody is spared. It does not matter the color of your skin, nobody has been spared in this situation.
Right now the blade is cutting across all races, not just the black community or the white community. Right now the blade is cutting across all races.
And you know guys, the funny thing is that with all the struggles that black Americans have had to go through, and if you look even at their healthcare system, you find that a lot of women and men, so long as provided that you have black skin, you know, you find that the mortality rate for them is very. So you find yourself in such a situation where right now, like, even white people cannot afford a good health care, you know, so who do you blame it to? So right now they want everybody to march towards this struggle and fight for them. But the question is, when black people were marching, what did they stand with black people? Did they speak against these issues?
And I find this issue to be quite tricky right now, because even if black Americans were to decide right now to not join the white man's war in looking for a better future when it comes to healthcare and better living condition, the thing is, the problem comes in where they all have to share America, and the policies will affect all of them, and sometimes it's usually worse on the black Americans, you know.
Yeah, although when you look at this situation also, what you say really makes sense, but
because if the black Americans don't take action and help them, they are doomed. If they help them, they're still equally doomed, because white America, you remember when they were going to vote, and after they had voted in, most of them were googling how to take back their votes, because they realized that most of them stated that they voted for Trump because they wanted Obamacare to end, and this was before most of them knew that Obamacare was also catering to the white community, only that most white community knew it as universal health care.
Yeah, but you know, on the other hand also, you do understand the struggles and frustrations of black America, because at the end of the day, for them to get to where they go to, the white population in America is considered the majority, right? And so whatever they do, automatically,
whatever situation they all find themselves in, sometimes white America is the deciding factor, because they ultimately influence how votes are cast.
Yeah, so white America ultimately they're the deciding factor, and they're a majority in America. So at the end of the day, everything that happens, white America has a lot of influence on it. Like the votes that just happened, the election that just happened to vote in Trump, white America, when you look at the percentage of men and women who voted for Trump, it's almost all of them. And right now they've found themselves in a situation where I've seen videos on TikTok where women are marching to protest against, to protect their wombs. Women are marching for human rights, and this is the very same thing black Americans got on TikTok before the elections and told them, think about
voted like this would have been the consequences.
And right now, you know, far for you around, and you find out, you know, they're in the find out stage, you know. So I don't know what's gonna happen
about this situation. Although it's sad it had to happen like this, right now they're standing up and they're willing to do the work. Whether it will get done or not, I don't know. They dumped the nation, but now they're the ones who are to stand up and get the nation out of the hole they put them in.
Imagine, guys, just think about how a majority population's decision can like adversely affect the whole entire country, or, you know, states. You know, just think about that.
And I think my parting shot would be, already Americans have found themselves in this situation, both races, all races, right? Now they'll just have to work together in order for them to get themselves out of this situation, even though they blame certain groups of people for having brought the whole country to this situation, because right now it is affecting everybody, not just the white community, the black community, and the in-betweeners.
You know, it's bad when even white people are standing to fight for something.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this in the comment section. We'd really like to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, As usual, we want to thank you so much for joining our episode. Let's catch you on the next. Consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's catch you on the next episode.